think what Miss Suzuto means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find anyone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there's only one person now with the chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. Really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madame? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh! Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. I've already decided to stick to that voice. It may kill me. That's what I've done. He's gone. The Old Bailey. We're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo. We must leave at once. Alright, move. The office of the Lord Chief Justice Strongheart in Britain's great capital city, London. Its grand stone architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels lend the air of authority. It's oppressive air. It's really quite stifling. If we hurry and catch a cab, we might just make it to the courthouse on time. London's highest criminal court with the illustrious past, the Old Bailey. That's where I would take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. Oh, excuse me. I just realized, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do so many voices. February 18th, 1945 a.m. The Old Bailey defendant's antechamber. Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were gonna rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were gonna die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yeah, I suppose that's it. There's that. Anyways, I don't understand it. The court clerk clearly said the defendant should be here. There's no sign of him at all. Bum 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 bum. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait is in the... Is it... The wait in is grand? Oh yeah, the defendants to wait in, comma, is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An impressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is to be sentenced. I feel like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, whoever this man you're going to defend is, I imagine he's very alone at this time. Top of the morning to you, madame, sir. Okay, so I know the no, but we're just gonna vibe here. What are you doing? Follow me here. Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry. Well, y'all look at these expressionless faces from the east, are yous? We're from Japan, yeah. Ah, Japan, is it? All right. Say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're not. We're just here because. No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name. All one, a strange faraway land. And I'm starting more Australian than I'm trying British. Actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet. No. Tis grand. Let me stand by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. 1,000 guineas? Please, Miss Suzuto, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? Tis nothing to me at all. I like to share. He's gonna sound strangely Australian. Don't worry about it. I like to ensure sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. Enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Because I want to speak, this is what the voice I want to give him, but I can't do it in a British accent. Could that much rain even fall in one day? It's London, Ryunosuke. You're going to learn that yes, it's going to rain that much. Well, even so, we can't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah, that hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving in you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial about to begin, you see, it's for me good self here. I'll be in the dark. So now what I want you to do, is come along with me and stand there besides me. Officially, you'll be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's gonna start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it's true. Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Bustin' blazes, do you not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry. We've only just arrived here in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it's altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there's the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry, park? What? Just called McGilded Park, full of blossom flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. And an entire park in central London? A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded could do for the city and its queer old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But, now they've got the gall to say I'm good-for-nothing criminal, me, Magnus McGilded, what is the matter with the London police, I ask you? Alright, don't pass out. So Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Yeah. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I was giving you 1,000 guineas to stand up next to me there, wasn't I? Haven't I? Wait, I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know where you're thinking. The chancer of the fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it! That's the only explanation! Well, no, not at all. Not at all. Although, it is a little strange, to be honest. Why don't we have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry, did he just say Reaper? Die, the Grim Reaper at the Bailey, Lord Beric von Zykes. He's the prosecution. God, sorry, Magnus, you're gonna be British. You're gonna be Australian, and that's canon now in my terms. When Van Zlyke stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, and every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Oh, I did? Goodness, Lord Beric von Zykes. Must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor, then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis the time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you've showed your face here. I made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I've decided that I have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance as student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis not an accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. So Naruhodo, the man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma, because I have no idea how I'm going to be able to manage this. To be continued? What? It's not to be continued. This is going to be the absolutely agonizing part. February 18th, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. There they are, the jurors. So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. Centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? So different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Oh my god, there he is. Oh fuck, I have no idea how to do a freaking... Oh god, I have no idea. I have absolutely no... Wait, what? Trial? When did we get to trial? There wasn't a to be continued. What? Oh my god, okay. I'm so blown away. They can't be pulling this kind of plot twists on me. In the name, oh god, in the name of Her Majesty to the Queen, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I can't do a freaking British accent. They always turn Australian. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Oh god, guys, I can't do this anymore. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Magnus McGilded. We are here today. God, how do British people sound? I decided, fuck it, we're not giving you an accent. We are here today to. God, oh my god, I'm shaking. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. I couldn't further from ready if I tried. Dracula, those eyes please me, Nepotism. Nepenthes? These shrouds your fear, your doubts, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. The cold shiver just ran down my spine, all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fellow is a student from some little island off in the Far East. It is now not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. I'd like to think that the acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded, what a fine gentleman Lennell has in him. Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please, may we go and play in McGilded Park? Seems though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. Surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and some laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord. If the task is set to rotters in the gallows from where they belong, I'm more than ready. At the manor, his lordship always said we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agreed. Ha! Any criminal here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. I'll feel chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, these people are... The jury, yeah. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. Ever. Ever. I've only ever read about it, and you infected California, where we no longer have juries either. Here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinion of these 6 jurors. The judge passed sentence according to the law, but the jury determined guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged for 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm gonna really try to stay consistent with the voices. I'm gonna try my hardest, I promise. I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses. Yeah. Prosecutor Van Zykes. My lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I am known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstances of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why? Why didn't you stay for all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. Summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, there is a case of overwhelming simplicity. You must be the only ones here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hours were some minutes after 10. The victim was a makeup building bricks known as the community as thrice-fired mason. Oh, that's funny. Sorry? Thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer in Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept this and the photograph as evidence. The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. A report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. Crime scene photograph. Photograph of the victim taken on the omnibus. This knife in his abdomen is clearly visible, but his face is partially obscured from view by an odd crooked hat. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by policemen who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilded's gloves got blood on them? Yes, so we'll accept these as evidence as well. Oh my god, we're so fucked. How did I get into this? I'm back to doing quarter before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only two. Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. I wonder if they have his actual name. Thrice-fired Mason, because he's a brickmaker. I get that one. I'm not that dumb. Guys, I did it. I see. Yeah, okay. The other was the accused Magnus McGilded. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what do you say? Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Letting it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'tis was a desperate sight before me. The body of a man who I've never had laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fellow bleeding from his stomach? I was about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? Where there were multiple witnesses there to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Ooh. Order, with A's. When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. There's not a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Oh my god. Guys, my voice. Guys, it's gonna be such a problem. Witnesses, your name and occupation. Witnesses, your name and occupations. My name is Will, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Bruce Fairplay, I'm a banker in the city. My name is First, the lady first. Lady first? Ladies first. Funny. Guys like puns. Make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and a witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. We're fucked. We're fucked. We're so dead. Oh, whoa. It's in a different font. What the witnesses saw.